So you still ain't replaced Boadicea?
Nah, I miss her. She was quite a horse. This one's okay, but ain't no Boadicea.
And you get Micah out of that jail.
There's only one reference to Boadicea, Arthur's Blackwater horse, and that happens at the start of Chapter 2, right before Hosea opens up the stables for Arthur. And that one line has been intriguing enough to inspire endless speculation and theories on this specific horse, and especially the horse breed. The only real in-game clue we have is the name, and Arthur telling Hosea he misses her and that she was a good horse. He speaks of her in the past tense, but there's no reference to her death. He might have simply sold her or lost her before the game starts. All we really know is that the horse was female and her name was Boadicea, so let's explore that. To quote Wikipedia, Boudicca, also known as Boadicea, was a queen of the British Celtic Iceni tribe, who led an uprising against the conquering forces of the Roman Empire in AD 60 or 61. She died shortly after its failure and is considered a British folk hero. Here is a sculpture in London you may be familiar with if you are from the UK, entitled Boadicea and Her Daughters by British artist and engineer Thomas Thornycroft and erected in 1902. Boadicea was associated with Queen Victoria, and it's reasonable to assume Hosea would have read about her in one of his dime novels. Or perhaps Arthur could have come across a reference in a newspaper. In popular culture today, Boadicea is described as having red hair, and in fact the first thing I thought of when I heard the name before Red Dead Redemption 2 was redhead. Back to Wikipedia. It is agreed that Boudicca was of royal descent. Cassius Dio describes her as tall, with tawny hair hanging down to below her waist, a harsh voice, and a piercing glare. And just look at this quick Google image search. Look at all these red-headed warrior queens. So it seems reasonable to assume that Arthur had a strong, brave, female, red horse that he was inspired to name Boadicea. So let's look at all the red horses in the game. For this video, we are only featuring horses that are available for Arthur in story mode, horses that Arthur can actually encounter out in the world without the use of a glitch or an exploit. Let's start with the liver chestnut Morgan. Here's one in Valentine, and look at that pretty red mane and tail. Easy enough to find in the wild, and as a Morgan it takes hardly any effort at all to tame one.
Easy there. Whoa now. Settle down. Oh, you're good now, girl.
Arthur stole this one right out of the Strawberry Corral.
Good boy. Eat this, boy. Yeah. There, boy. Yeah.
I would consider Morgans, along with Tennessee Walkers and Kentucky Saddlers, to be common horses in this game. Not to say that every horse doesn't have value, but I find the Morgans to be undersized and nothing special in terms of stats. At level 4, this Morgan comes in at 5 health and 7 stamina, reasonable. However, Morgans are very gentle, good-natured horses with a great attitude and certainly one of the friendliest horses in the game, but I would not describe the breed as particularly brave or strong. A really pretty red coat, however. Moving on.
Mr. Morgan! Mr. Morgan! I know. We need food. How'd you know I was gonna say that? You're walking. You're only walking when you're not cooking, and You're only not cooking when there's not enough food.
The red chestnut Suffolk is certainly the strongest and biggest red horse Arthur can ride in the game. You can find them all over the map, pulling wagons and being utilized as workhorses. Look at the physique on this beast. A nice heavy horse, almost as big as an Ardennes, but again, not the bravest horse in the game. At level 4, the red chestnut Suffolk is at 6 health and 7 stamina. Strong, yes. Loyal, yes, but not aggressive or particularly known for bravery. A very gentle, good-natured horse that would make a great companion, but not someone you can rely on consistently for hunting and firefights. Let's move on to the Wild Bay Mustang, an actual warhorse and an iconic symbol of the Old West and cowboy life.
Settle down. Whoa now. Easy. See? Here we go. That wasn't so bad, was it? You're okay, boy. Good job.
This horse is only available in the wild, though you may be able to find a Del Lobo Mustang in New Austin. However, for Arthur, I have found this location is best for the Grullo Dun and the Wild Bay Mustang. Here is your map between the L and the A of the Heartlands, very close to camp if you are still in Chapter 2. A very shiny red coat, but note the black mane and tail. I really think Arthur would have been inspired by a red mane. However, Mustangs are all around great horses, excellent at hunting, outstanding at fighting, and also one of the fastest horses in the game. At level 4, the Wild Bay comes in at a reasonable 7 and 7, fast, strong, and brave. In fact, the only disadvantage for me is that I prefer a larger horse for Arthur, and Mustangs are shorties, tiny but mighty, and only the Arabians are slightly smaller. But look at those thick legs and muscular physique. Like the Ardennes, this horse was built for war. I'd like to describe Mustangs as mini Ardennes, or maybe the Ardennes are pumped up Mustangs on steroids. Same difference.
Alright, boy. Hello, ma'am.
Well, what a nice horse.
In fact, the Strawberry Roan Ardennes might be a likely candidate for Boadicea, but as I mentioned earlier, I am only featuring horses that are available for Arthur, and this Strawberry Roan Ardennes is for John post-game. Ironically, not at the Strawberry stable, but Van Horn. Moving on. Now the red Chestnut Arabian has to be the reddest horse in the game. I love this coat. I love the almost orange highlights in the sun. So pretty. Also only available in the wild. Approach with caution, as this horse will bolt as soon as he sees you, and can accelerate like an elite horse, which in fact he is.
That's it, girl. Go easy. Easy there. Oh, whoa now. Easy, easy. Easy there. It's all right, girl.
Here is your map, almost directly east of the O in Owanjila. At level 4, the red Chestnut Arabian comes in at a disappointing 6 health and 7 stamina. However, speed and acceleration are off the charts. Everything's a trade-off. An argument can be made because this horse was released on PC a year after Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, it shouldn't be considered. And to that I would say, look at how red he is. If Arthur found a female, I am certain that the name Boadicea would be on the short list. However, as you know, I prefer a larger horse for Arthur, and Arabians do not have a reputation for bravery or fortitude. Arabians are big fraidy cat divas who are great at two things, looking pretty and running fast. They are not great at hunting and useless in a firefight. However, still the prettiest horses in the game, and the Arabians are happy with that.
This is starting to sound like the young Dutch again.
What do you mean, young Dutch? I'm as strong as I have ever been. Hey, you know what? Why don't I race you back?
Okay, you're on.
That's the spirit. Okay, on my word. Set, go!
Let's move on to an actual contender, the Blood Bay Thoroughbred. This horse has the size, strength, and bravery I would expect to see in a horse Arthur would name Boadicea. I found this one west of Wallace Station where Maximo spawns.
Whoa! Okay. Easy. Whoa! Whoa now! Settle down! I ain't giving up. Now, that wasn't so bad, was it? Easy now. Good boy.
This Blood Bay Thoroughbred is a male, but females are available in the wild as well. Note the black mane, however. I really think we need a red mane and tail. At level 4, this horse will be at 6 and 6, but thoroughbreds are great all-around horses. Excellent at both hunting and fighting, very brave, very strong, and again with the height and physique I prefer for Arthur. If you can find a female, she would absolutely be a contender.
Here. Get up.
The Red Roan Tennessee Walker deserves an honorable mention, though perhaps we should have put her at the start of this list along with the Liver Chestnut Morgan.
Easy now. That's nice. Whoa now. Settle down. Easy, easy. Oh, you're good now, girl. You're okay, girl. It's good.
One of the prettiest of the common horses, and just look at that strawberry blonde mane and tail. This horse is available all over the map and in the wild, and at level 4 comes in at a surprising 6 and 6. Very friendly and good-natured. Tilly rides one in camp, and though that horse is unnamed, I would hope that Tilly chose a girly name like Strawberry or Peppermint. Boadicea, however, would be an ambitious name for this horse, and I don't know if she could live up to it. But you're welcome to give it a go if you so desire.
Off you, girl.
And finally, we have the Dark Bay Andalusian, which I would consider the strongest contender for the name Boadicea in story mode. Also, coincidentally, one of the strongest horses in the game. Like the Ardennes, the Andalusian is a war horse and bred for battle. But unlike the Ardennes, I prefer the sleeker and more streamlined physique of the Andalusian. Very reminiscent of a thoroughbred in size and musculature, and I really feel the proportions of this horse are perfect for Arthur. You can find this horse at the Strawberry Stable in Chapter 2, and at level 4, the Dark Bay Andalusian comes in at a very respectable 8 health and 7 stamina. Definitely not the speediest horse in the game, but excellent at battle and an okay hunter. I would still prefer a thoroughbred for hunting, but there is no one I would trust more for bravery and fortitude. This video is sponsored by Batmantonio, my second gaming channel where I play all the video games I enjoy that are not Red Dead Redemption 2. Like and subscribe for deep dive gaming commentaries where I overanalyze and focus on the details. Now if Rockstar comes out with a Red Roan Missouri Foxtrotter or perhaps a Red Chestnut Turcoman, all bets are off. But at the time of filming, if we are going to run with the idea that Boadicea was indeed a red horse, I really think we have to consider the Dark Bay Andalusian as the most likely candidate. I'm Superantonio. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your views. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for daily Red Dead Redemption 2 content, and we shall meet again. Further on down the trail.
We was innocent bystanders, and that which we weren't innocent of, well, we most surely were ignorant of.